And with that, members, we're going to move on to House File 961. I'll have Vice Chair Mecklin come up and take over for me, and I'll present my bill. Thank you so much. I'm going to make it quick. All right. So, right away, speak first.
All right, Chair Baker, looks like you have House File 961, and it appears that you have an amendment. Would you like to explain your amendment?
Help me out here with the amendment, sorry. Where do I have it? The amendment, let's see. Help me out with the amendment, Mr. Chair. I didn't get it ready for this one.
Here, it's right here. Perhaps this would be a better for Anna to go over the amendment.
Thank you. If you could explain that to me, please. This has been moving pretty quickly here.
Anna Shalene, House Research. Chair and members, this appropriation, this amendment, the DE1, is a delete everything amendment that moves the appropriation from the Department of Education to the Department of Employment and Economic Development, and also from the General Fund to the Workforce Development Fund. The rest of it is just formatting differences that are very different between the two bills, so the two agencies.
Thank you, Ms. Sholny. Mr. Chair, thank you for that. I apologize because we had this re-referred off the House floor, and I appreciate that.
Lead Pinto, did you have a question?
I did, yeah, and no objection to the amendment. This kind of brings it into our committee's jurisdiction. The one thing that just jumped out at me is the phrase at 1.8, which I just have not seen before, which is describing that this is a well-established, proven, and successful program, which may well be the case. It's just interesting, the phrasing, and so I guess if that ended up getting in a budget bill, I don't know that that language would end up staying, but I do understand the chair is communicating to us that this is a well-established, successful, and proven program. So, but again, no objection to putting the bill in the shape the author wishes. Thank you, Chair.
Are there any questions on the amendment aside from Lead Pinto there?
No, thank you for that, Mr. Chair. And again, I'd like to move the amendment to make a motion to update the House File 961.
So with that, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'll move on with my House File 961. I'm really, really proud to have some of our white chefs coats here today, and the people that in this industry that I know very well. As a owner-operator in previous times with my restaurants, I know the importance of the back of the house. And those that are in the food industry can relate to this, because anybody who's willing to jump into the culinary side of things in a very high impacting, very fluid situation in every single day that they work, it is an incredible adrenaline rush when you're in the kitchens and things are happening. And I just am so proud to carry this bill once again. I'm going to keep my comments very short. This is a very successful program for students in high schools all around the state of Minnesota. I want to continue to grow this program. It is proven to changing young people's lives. And with that, Mr. Chair, I'll turn it over to my first testifier.
Is that me?
That's Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, Maddie's first.
Good morning, everyone. And
If you could identify yourself and then proceed, please.
okay. Good morning. My name is Maddie Anderson, and I am an alum of the ProStart program at Shakopee High School. I am here today to share my support of House File 961, the Hospitality Minnesota Education Foundation appropriation funding ProStart programs across Minnesota. This program has really and truly changed my life. There I was, sitting in my culinary room of my high school, having no idea what I was going to do with the rest of my life, until one day, Chef Josh Brown walked in. He shared about a program I had never heard of, ProStart. At first, I was not convinced that this was something I liked, but due to some constant encouragement from my teachers, I decided to join, and that decision changed my life. I found myself a part of the program, and I loved it. Not only was I a part of it, I was the manager of my ProStart team. We ended up going to the state competition, and winning, and then also nationals, and that was an amazing experience, but I digress. Leading a team took dedication and discipline that I didn't know I had inside me. By the end of it, I was proud of my team, but most of all, myself. I had found the confidence I had been lacking my whole life. I found the passion of cooking in this program. I soon was afforded an opportunity for an internship at Canterbury Park that summer, and later last year, I was officially hired on as a member of their team. Now, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for this program, Chef Josh, or the generosity of Hospitality Minnesota. Words cannot describe how grateful I am to them. I am grateful in so many ways because now I am a first-year student at Hennepin Tech culinary program and looking forward to continuing that. If I could pick one word to sum up this whole program in my experience, it would be magical. Thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of House File 961.
Good job, Maddie.
Thank you. It looks like next up is Josh Brown. If you could
Good
identify
morning.
yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh,
You ready, Chef? Go ahead.
good morning, Chair Baker, Representative Micklund, and members of the committee. This is my first time speaking like this, so if I'm a little shaky, I apologize. I'm definitely filled with gratitude today as I have the opportunity of sitting in front of you and sharing my testimony and some of my experiences with the program. So my name is Josh Brown. I am a chef mentor of the ProStart program at Shakopee and also a board member of Minnesota Hospitality Education Foundation. I come today before you as a passionate advocate for the ProStart program, which I've had the privilege of being involved with for over a decade. During this time, I've witnessed firsthand how career technical education initiatives have fundamentally changed students' lives. The ProStart program creates genuine life-changing opportunities, just like Maddie just talked about, and I'll share a couple examples. So, one student that we mentored about 8 years ago may have been a statistic, may have been one of the students that didn't make it out of high school. Now, through the program, becoming a portion of the program, is now a owner of 2 successful franchises. Countless graduates have launched rewarding careers across hospitality spectrum, from culinary arts to career management, hospitality administration, kitchen design, equipment supplies, and architectural planning. So it does span across many different avenues. Students discover their passion and talents in our program, often surprising themselves with capabilities they never have possessed. The hospitality industry represents one of the largest employment sectors in both our state and our nation. ProStart serves as a critical pipeline for this industry, providing students with industry-recognizing credentials and certificates, developing essential technical and soft skills demanded by employers, creating direct connections to professionals through mentorship and opportunities, opening doors to higher education through specialized scholarship programs and college credits. One of my personal missions as a chef and a mentor has been to address some of the outdated perceptions of the hospitality industry today. Restaurants and hospitality businesses offer professional work environments with many growth opportunities, career paths with competitive compensation, opportunities for entrepreneurship and innovation, flexible scheduling options, and diverse lifestyles. So the ProStart program popularity includes to expand impressively every year as many more schools are joining our network. Competition teams require tryouts due to high student interest. Just this second year at ProStart program in Shakopee, we went from 6 students last year to having 14 students this year interested in the program, and we actually had a tryout to see who would be able to be on that competition team. At Shakopee, the hospitality industry consistently demonstrates its commitment to community service and philanthropy. Similar to the ProStart program's representative and investment that pays dividends far beyond its costs. Students develop career readiness skills that leads to immediate employment. Graduates contribute to solving hospitality industry's staffing challenges, Communities benefit from economical empowerment of young people, and schools see improved engagement of graduation rates. I stand before you today not as just a volunteer, but as a living testimony to the power of CTE education through ProStart. This is a program that doesn't just teach skills, it builds futures, transforms lives, and strengthens our communities and economy. The funding you provide doesn't just support our program, it creates us with pathways to success for countless young people. Thank you for consideration for this vital investment in our students' state future. Thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of House File 961.
Thank you. That was very enlightening. Jay Lynn, good morning, and identify yourself and proceed.
Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Jalen Mogren. I'm a student in the ProStart program at Elk River High School. I'm here today to express my support of the House File 961, the Hospitality Minnesota Education Foundation appropriation, which funds ProStart programs across Minnesota. The ProStart program is far more than just a class. It is a comprehensive environment where your students gain valuable knowledge, build relationships with industry professionals, and develop essential life skills, and explore the diverse career opportunities in hospitality. In Minnesota alone, there are over 170,000 employment opportunities in the hospitality and food industry. ProStart gives students like me a head start in this field, preparing us for success. This program extends beyond the cooking instruction. It serves as a launching pad for students to gain real-world experience, leadership skills, and confidence in our future careers. I began my ProStart journey my junior year after moving to Elk River. Initially uncertain and apprehensive about being in a new school, everything changed when I discovered ProStart. It provided me with a sense of purpose and belonging inside the classroom. Through ProStart, I have developed essential, crucial skills including communication, marketing, time management, and the ability to receive constructive criticism from chefs, mentors, and ProStart alumni. The program has enabled me to contribute to my community by supporting nonprofit organizations like Open Arms Youth. My dedication and hard work have been recognized by peers, mentors, and the community members alike. The professional network I've built through this program will remain valuable even after graduation. I've been entrusted with leadership opportunities both inside and outside of the classroom, serving as a captain of my culinary team and participating in our student-run restaurant. I've even had the privilege of representing ProStart on WCCO. My story is just one example of this program's profound impact. Thanks to students who came before me, I can stand here today sharing how ProStart has transformed my educational experience. Following graduation, I plan to pursue education at the University of Wisconsin-Superior. My goal is to one day teach future generations, continuing to inspire and guide students just as I have been inspired through this program and its dedicated teachers. Thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of the House File 961.
Thank you. And Angie Whitcomb, you are next. If you identify yourself and proceed.
Sure, thank you. Good morning, Chair Meckland, members of the committee. My name is Angie Whitcomb, and I'm proud to serve as the president of the Hospitality Minnesota Education Foundation. In the interest of time, I have shortened my comments, but I would just like to say that you've had the opportunity to hear some incredible testimony from some of the students who have directly benefited from this program, as well as Chef Brown, who's seen the power of ProStart in action. These successes demonstrate that when we invest in career and technical education, everybody wins: students, businesses, and our entire state economy. I urge you to support House File 961, and with that, in the interest of time, I'll stand for questions.
Do we have any member questions? Representative Berg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hi, Angie. I love this program. I toured our Burnsville High School program, and what I thought was really neat about it was you saw students from all sorts of different groups. I mean, we all know there are different groups in high school. And it didn't seem to make a difference in this class. You saw kids that you maybe wouldn't put together outside of this class that were working together to create something really incredible. And the day that I visited, they were creating their own menus for food trucks. and just being really creative with classics like macaroni and cheese and some of the burgers and chicken skewers. Anyway, it was fantastic. And I know that this is something where kiddos can go that don't see other traditional opportunities put before them. And so I'm just really grateful, Chair Baker, that you brought this bill. I'm hoping we can find a way to support it in a year that we don't have a lot available, and that'll be all worked out later. But thank you for the testifiers that came, and just really want to reiterate that I support this program.
Lead Pinto.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks, Chair Baker, for bringing this, and to the terrific testifiers. Really appreciated hearing from you. And my question is just, I think that the program had received $250,000 sort of each of the last two biennia, so $250,000 per 2-year period. This is seeking $500,000. Just wondering sort of how you would use those additional funds, if I'm right about those numbers, just to sort of understand what the impact would be of those additional funds.
Yes. Thank you for the question, Chair Meekland, Representative Pinto. With the funds that you have provided us in the past, and we are grateful to, we have been able to increase our program reach from 45 to 75 schools across Minnesota. We have more than doubled student enrollment from 5,600 to 13,000. We've been able to keep up and offer grants to the schools with the enhanced curriculum materials that are aligned with real-time industry needs, and those change quite often. We've also been able to increase our professional development for teachers. With the increased engagement comes increased cost, and we would love to be able to continue to expand this program further into more rural and less well-serviced communities.
Lead Pinto.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for that. It might be useful then, I guess, to kind of know the schools that you're in. Maybe there's something you could send us afterwards to sort of, and then get a sense as to sort of where else you'd be able to go. It'd be useful. My guess is, and especially hearing from Representative Berg, that this is a program that'd be especially appealing to young people. I may be wrong about this, but just thinking hospitality careers, maybe kids who, for traditional academics, are maybe not as much their thing. And so that's a pretty exciting opportunity. So thank you again, and thanks, Chair. Thank you, Chair Meckler.
Next, Representative Kozlowski.
Thanks, Chair and Rep. Baker and team for bringing this bill forward. I think just kind of bouncing off some of the questions that Rep. Pinto asked, you might not know, but I've worked many jobs in my life, but one that I'm most grateful for is having worked in the hotel industry. Worked my way up breakfast attendant, up to front desk, and onward, and that really set me up to go on to do a lot more, get really interested in business, and you just never know where it's going to lead. And I really appreciate the words that you spoke about it being a magical experience. And I think that programs like this, thinking about under the greater Minnesota, across the state, the need and the different challenges that we have, it's so great to see our young people getting a chance to get some hands-on experience from a younger age. And I think we need more of that across all of the areas that we've discussed in this committee. I was really curious about the 75 schools. I mean, that's a pretty big jump. I'd love to see that map and understand where those are at, and what more we can do to flourish and give opportunities. I guess the one question that I had is, I saw on here that it's about getting young folks into being chefs and restaurant managers and hotel managers. And as a kid who comes from communities who don't always get to be managers, right? We're not set up to do that or given those opportunities to unleash our potential. And yesterday there was a bill with Rep. Davids that talked about like specific outreach to historically excluded communities. I'm wondering, Chair Baker, if you'd be open to some of those languages being encouraged in here so that we can make sure that all of our communities get a chance and a head start at getting into some of those upper level positions. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Chair Baker.
Mr. Chair, and again, Representative Kozlowski, I think it's a great idea. And when you mentioned maybe getting a look at the state map, I think that's going to help us identify that. I'm going to ask that Ms. Whitcomb kind of send that to us as well. Send it around. I'd like to see what that map looks like. I know there's a lot of schools that are also on the list to be signed up, but finances are kind of holding back on that. Last year, I think we had 8 schools sign up that were brand new. Is that right?
We've had 12 since June.
Okay, so I'm short on that. So it's growing, it wants to grow further, but let's take a look at the map and then let's get busy to find out what other areas we need to make sure we kind of identify as maybe moving a little bit closer to the top of the list. So thank you for that question.
Next, we have Representative Zalesnikar.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for the presentation. I had the opportunity to visit Shakopee schools too, touring the state on career technical education pathways for students, and it is incredibly innovative and is doing phenomenal things to give confidence in our youth to look at opportunities for leadership, working together on teams, giving them the self-esteem that they need to look, and it's a pathway. And I too spent a lot of time as a waitress outside of being a nursing assistant in those years. And a lot of people, these opportunities in high school just gives them a chance to have exposure to find their pathway. And so I commend you. I think it's fantastic. I look forward to seeing the map. I know Proctor's had a lot of success with this too, and I think it's a phenomenal program. And the fact that it's growing and the students want to participate says a lot. It's an effective program, so job well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Representative Baker, would you have any closing?
Just a quick closing comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members, for the presentation today or for allowing me to do this. Again, I want to recognize Chef Noah in the audience as well. He was here a couple years ago, and he has been just on fire with this thing, and so it's just good to see him here. He really opened up a lot of eyes in a couple years ago, too. So I want to thank the testifiers, thank you, members, and I look forward to having this being laid over for further consideration.
Very good. Thank you, Chair Baker. Then we will move into the Explore Minnesota. And this is 961 is being laid over. Thank you.